The fall classic. Something about baseball played in the crisp air just makes it more meaningful. I mean, it does help that they're literally playing for the championship. So, I mean, of course, it adds more to it. But even when you're a kid, fall ball hit a little different. Something about wearing the long sleeves under your baseball uniform. Something about the baseball uniform actually making sense. So many games out there in the July heat. Wondered why we were wearing pants. So let's do top 5 World Series. It's hard to judge the complete World Series, but I feel like we've narrowed it down to top 5 here. 40 out of the 120 World Series have gone to a Game 7. 68 American League champions, 52 National League winners. Step it up, NL. Come on. And we've enjoyed that third wild card spot since 2022. So you get your 3 division champs and then 3 wild card spots. I hate it when it was just the 2 wild card spots and they played the one game. I mean, admittedly, I mostly hate it because the Braves lost it quite a few times. 1903 was the first World Series. The Boston Americans defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, that's pretty fitting, right? Pirates losing off gates. No World Series in 04. Apparently, the 2 teams that were set to play just didn't like each other. And then, of course, in 1994, we didn't have the World Series because of the player strike, which hopefully we're not headed towards again in 2027. Right? Bryce Harper yelling at the commissioner to get out of the clubhouse. Just want y'all to know that if there is a strike in 2027, it is personally Bryce Harper's fault. Just want to get that spreading immediately. They used to do a best of 9s. Like there's no game 9s. No, it's before that, but they used to do best of, I guess best of 5. That's too many games. But for a sport that's based off of playing too many games, checks out. Honorable mention is the 2016 World Series where the Cubs defeated the Cleveland to end their 108-year drought. 108 years without a World Series win. I thought it was bad being a Braves fan. And on top of that, they came back from being down 3-1 in the series. There was a 17-minute rain delay, Jason Hayward's epic pep talk that brought the Cubs back and on to victory in that amazing Game 7. It even went extra innings. That Davis home run to even get him there. Montgomery for the Cubs getting his first career save in Game 7 of the World Series. That's insane. So little things make this such a great World Series. Getting into the countdown at number 5, it's the 1975 World Series where the Reds beat the Red Sox in 7 games. Now, I know what you're saying, Drew. That's widely considered the greatest World Series of all time. But you got to take into account this is my top 5 World Series, and I was -10. A lot of people consider this the World Series that saved baseball in the not a lot of viewership or ticket sales in the 70s, and this game, 7 games between the 2 best teams in baseball. I think we can get a little bit excited about that. The best part is that iconic Fisk waving the home run to stay fair. We weren't even supposed to see. The cameraman had a massive rat on his leg, and he was frozen in fear, so it just stayed glued on where it was, and that happened to be Fisk trying to work his magic at the plate. 6 future Hall of Famers in this series. Pete Rose getting the MVP after batting .370 in the series. Perez hitting 3 home runs. Big red machine indeed. Number 4, it is 1986. The Mets taking Game 7 from the Red Sox again. Oh, man. I don't even hate the Red Sox like that. I really didn't even mean for them to come up on this that much. This is during the infamous Strawberry and Gooden years. They even had a young Lenny Dykstra from, Philadelphia fame on the Mets. He had 2 home runs in the series. Good for him. I mean, he played for my 2 least favorite teams, so I hate his guts. But good for him. They had a fan parachute onto the field in Game 7, so this just had it all. True 80s fashion. The road teams won the first 4 games, so we're knotted at 2-2. Roger Clemens had 2 no decisions for the Red Sox. Gooden actually took 2 of the 3 L's for the Mets, so ouch. And then, of course, Bill Buckner's error in Game 6 is like the defining moment of this series and really what people think about when they think about this World Series. I mean, it's just a good series. A lot of great stats, a lot of future Hall of Famers, great players in both lineups. It's just the Mets one. It's gross. I don't like it. Number 3, it is 1995. The Braves beating the Cleveland Indians. Now, I know what you're saying. This probably shouldn't be top 5, but it's The World Series I remember the most. I was 10 years old. I was the massive, massive baseball fan. I kept score throughout all of these games. Big old nerd. But isn't that what baseball is? Just a bunch of big old nerds watching people play arguably the most difficult game to play. They were bouncing back from the 1994 strike, so they split the World Series between ABC and NBC, who had the rights to the 94 World Series the year before. That never happened. Albert Bell set a record that year for being the first player to hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles in the same season. So it was arguably the best offense against Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox, Avery, Merker, Wohlers. I mean, squad. Maddox came out with a 2-hit complete game, a shutout in game 1. That amazing Braves pitching staff kept the Indians at a 179 batting average. Wow. Kenny Lofton, Albert Bell, Omar Vizquel, Jim Thome. In doing so, the Braves became the first franchise to win a World Series in 3 different cities. They won it in Boston in 1914, Milwaukee in 57, and then Atlanta in 95, and again in 21. At number 2 on our list, it is the 2001 World Series. I mean, you got Curt Schilling and Randy Johnson against the New York Yankees. It was awesome. It was fantastic. You had Schilling starting games and Johnson coming in relief. You had Johnson starting games and Schilling finishing them out. That's why they won the first co-MVP since 81. In winning the World Series, the Diamondbacks became the fastest franchise, only 4 seasons in, to win a World Series. It's amazing stuff. I mean, it does help when you have those 2 pitchers, though. They held the Yankees to a $183 at the plate. Jeter only had 1 RBI the whole time. I mean, it's not 179 that the Braves held Cleveland to, but I mean, it's close. It's close. The home team won every single game of the series. Every single game. It happened in 87 and in 91. And speaking of 91, that is our number 1 World Series on our countdown this week. The Minnesota Twins winning Game 7 over the Atlanta Braves in 1991. You know that scene in Fast and the Furious where Brian almost beats Dom? Like he's sitting there like... He's just so exhilarated by the race itself and getting that close. That's how I felt as a Braves fan. I know we didn't win it, but it was so good to see. I mean, in 7 games, we saw 69 innings. That is still the record that holds up for the longest 7-game series in a World Series. The Twins became the first team to go from first to champion that year. The Braves also had the chance. They were in last place in 1992, so they were setting themselves up. But ultimately, the Twins win. And as a Braves fan, if my team couldn't win that year, at least Kirby Puckett did, you know? Like, talk about just a baseball player. One of the best players in the early 90s, hands down. Hit the home run to make sure that we had a Game 7 in the first place. And then Jack Morris pitching a complete game shutout, 10 innings in Game 7. Like, that's just sanity to me. Just that dual 1-0. The Braves lost to the Twins in Game 7. Smoltz put on a great pitching clinic as well. Just an awesome series. I was 6 years old and just hanging on to every play. That is my top 5 World Series. Please let me know which World Series is near and dear to your heart as we buckle up and get ready for the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Love to see it. Just hope that the Dodgers don't win another one, you know? Like, I'm not one of those that's buying into the Dodgers are bad for baseball. You just want Blue Jays to win one, you know? Hadn't done it since, what, 93?